everybody, my name is Maddie and I'm one of the animal care staff members here at Audubon Zoo in the African Savannah. So you'll see behind me is Alanea. She's also one of our animal care staff, and this handsome 5-year-old boy is Arnold, as I'm sure a lot of you already know. So Alanea right now is participating in a training session with Arnold. So he's being a little sensitive right now, so we're just using some basic techniques that he already knows. He's comfortable with laying down. So one thing that we do focus on with training is using positive reinforcement. So when Alanea asks him for a behavior, if he participates in that behavior, we make sure to reward him. So you'll see she has a bowl in her hand that's actually full of meat because that's what lions like. So if he doesn't participate in a behavior that she asked for, that's okay too. We'll just move on to something different and try again. So we also, one thing to point out is we do focus on husbandry behaviors. So what is a husbandry behavior? It's just basically something to help us better take care of him. So as you can see, she had him sit. He can show us both of his paws. So if he has anything on his paw, we can kind of take a look at it as he's doing right now. We'll also do things such as an open mouth behavior to check their teeth. So if somebody's chewing weird and it seems like they're having a tooth problem, we can go ahead and check their mouth instead of having to be more invasive about it. So like I said before, this is Arnold. He's 5 years old. He's a male lion that came from Wildlife Safari in Winston, Oregon. We got him at Audubon about a year ago. In addition to that, we do have 3 female lionesses. They're sisters. Their names are Naya, Kaylee, and Zuri. They're 4 years old, and they came from the Peoria Zoo in Peoria, Illinois. So do you want to ask me questions?
So Margot L. would like to know, are the males or females easier to work with when training?
It depends. So much like people, they all have different personalities, just like we do. I wouldn't say that any of them are hard to work with, but they can definitely be challenging. But honestly, sometimes those relationships are the most rewarding. So in Arnold's case, for example, he came from a facility that was it didn't have many visitors, so he didn't see people that often. When he came to Audubon, obviously we do have a lot of visitors, a high volume of visitors. So that was a little scary for him at first, but he has come such a long way. We've worked with him a lot. One of his favorite things in the world is fish. So anytime he's feeling a little shy, we'll just bring some fish out just to reinforce that he's doing a great job.
So Colette M. wants to know, why do lions roar?
Why do they roar? So it's a territory thing, also just for other cats in the area to know that they're around, or other animals for that matter. A lion's roar can actually be heard up to 5 miles away.
And then Paul C. wants to know, how much does Arnold weigh?
Arnold is about 500 pounds. So Arnold is not weighboard trained yet. The 3 females actually are weighboard trained. So what that means is, going back to those husbandry behaviors I was talking about earlier, the girls will voluntarily step on a weighboard, so we're easily and voluntarily able to weigh them. So the girls, our largest female, which is Kaylee, is around 350 pounds. Zuri and Naya are slightly under that. And like I said, Arnold, we approximate is around 500 pounds, and we're hoping to get him on the scale soon.
Sina touched on this, but can you explain more about what Arnold and the lionesses eat every day?
Yeah, so I can, absolutely. Much like people, I mean, guys, I know I wouldn't want to eat spaghetti every night. Variety is the spice of life, so we give them variety in their diet as well. So Alanea right now is feeding him just some chunk meat, but they get everything from chicken to a ground up meat that has all of their nutrients and protein that they need. They get restaurant quality rabbits. So pretty much anything that we can give them to give them some variety in their diet is great. We did do the math. I know someone asked how much they eat in a week. It's about 175 pounds a week. And then the daily breakdown. So Arnold gets anywhere between 8 and 12 pounds a day. Kaylee gets anywhere between 5 and 7. Naya gets about 5.5 or so. And then Zuri gets about 4 pounds. In addition, we do have the 2 male cubs in the back, so they are being offered about half a pound of meat a day.
And then how did Arnold get his name?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is his namesake, so.
And then can you talk about a little bit about lions in the wild?
Yeah, so back in the 1940s, there were upwards of 450,000 lions. Unfortunately, today there's less than 20,000. So that's why zoos are so incredibly important, just to educate people about lions and what's going on, because they are a big like capstone species and everybody loves seeing lions in zoos. So just getting people excited about those animals to make sure that they can be conserved not only in the wild, but we have a captive population here where, you know, if heaven forbid something does happen to them in the wild, we have a sustainable population here.
So what's their biggest threat in the wild?
Human encroachment and habitat destruction. So with that habitat destruction, all of their prey leaves the area, so they have to fight for food. A lot of the time they come into competition with farmers, so they're hunted as pests. So that's a big issue. There are certain operations like the Waha Carnivore Project that work with those communities to help better guard their livestock, as well as educate those areas on the importance of lions in the ecosystem. So that is really important. So if you want to help out lions, you can definitely donate to one of their pages or come visit them at the zoo once this pandemic is over.
So how fast can a lion or a lioness run?
About 35 miles per hour. I know somebody asked about the cubs as well. They try to run really fast, but they're not very good at it yet. But they're getting there.
So how hard is it, would you say, to train a lion like Arnold?
It's difficult. I mean, I think we both know this.
There's good days and bad days.
Yes, it has its ups and downs for sure, but it's all definitely worth it. So to be able to do what Elena just did with him and create that bond and relationship with him, it makes it all worth it. But like I said, sometimes the challenges, it just makes it that much sweeter in the end.
So can you describe each member of the pride's like personalities?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk for a little bit?
So Arnold, he is more beauty than brains. I do love him, and he is very good at what he does, but he is definitely more beautiful than I think anything else. But then we have our sisters, which it's so funny that they're sisters because they are incredibly dynamic. We have Naya, who she was confused why we have Arnold because she thinks she's been protecting these girls this whole time and doing a fine job. Yeah. She thinks that she is here to protect her sisters, although a lot of the time she ends up causing more trouble than anything. Kaylee's our nurturing one, which is great because she's our new mom. And then we have Zuri, which a lot of you will see up at the glass causing trouble with our guests. She's very personable, she's really bubbly, and she's just an all-around, she's a great girl. She really is. And our cubs are still developing, so I mean, stay tuned for that. We'll see who they turn into. Yeah.
So I know a lot of our followers know you, Elena, for the photos you send of the cubs. So how old are the cubs now?
So the cubs are actually 10 weeks, so they're a really fun age. So they're getting into a lot of trouble, and we're just having a lot of fun. Like Maddie said, they're trying to run fast. They're getting a little bit more sure. They're a little bit wobbly, but they're starting to get there. But yeah, they're 10 weeks old now.
And how much do the cubs weigh now, do you know?
About 20 pounds a piece. I can't believe it.
I know.
They've kind of grown up right before our eyes, but
It's
yeah,
insane.
20 pounds.
And then do the cubs have any teeth?
They do. And stay tuned. I think I sent you a picture of those, so maybe we can get a look at those soon.
So then how long will the cubs be able to stay at Audubon Zoo?
That's a really good question. We actually work really closely with what's called an SSP. That's the Species Survival Plan. And through that, the lions actually have their genetics monitored, and they are placed according to their genetics so that we can make sure that the species survives according to the genetics, so that the individuals that we have around will help keep lions for the next generation. So these cubs will stay here according to the SSP. We'll regard to them for that advice. It'll most likely be a few years, but again, we'll regard to them for that. But you can expect them to be here for at least a few years.
So can you talk about a little bit how the matchup between Arnold and Kaylee, like how that went?
So there's 350 individuals in the SSP, and so those who are in charge of that saw the genetics, and they saw Arnold's genetics, and they saw Kaylee and her sister genetics, and they saw that they were perfectly matched, and then they saw that we were in need of lions, so they placed them together, and here we are. It's a love story.
So what are some of Arnold's favorite treats or enrichments?
Oddly enough, fish.
Yes.
He really loves fish, which we really don't have a ton of lions who like fish, but Yeah, he really enjoys it.
What kind of fish does he like?
We'll get smelt.
Any kind of fish.
Yeah, little pieces of salmon.
What about the lionesses?
They're very food motivated. We also use spices and herbs to help scent their habitat and enrichment, and I call it scent scavenger hunt, and we'll make it throughout all their habitat, and it keeps them occupied for a long time, and it's a lot of fun.
So how long do lions stay alive for in human care?
So in human care, we're having success with upwards of 20 years. In the wild, it's not so much. It's about 8 to 10 years.
So can you talk a little bit about how the training started with Arnold, like how you got him trusted with you, the bond that y'all have?
Sure. It was a long road, like Maddie and I were talking about. There are good days and bad days. A lot of dinners, a lot of one-on-one time. We did not start asking him for behaviors. That was a lot of trust. Hello, my love. We sat and we just ate together. He ate. We just sat and I talked to him. I just let him to get to know me, let him to get to know them, just so that we would become friends. You know, I wouldn't expect a stranger to come in and ask me to do something. So I didn't expect him to do that either. So I just sat there, got to know him, and then after a few months, I asked him for simple behaviors like you saw here, like sit and down and paw. And then now that we have a more dynamic bond, we're actually able to do voluntary medical procedures. So Arnold and I are actually working on a side present that is leading into a voluntary hand injection. So he'll be able to take all his vaccines voluntarily here soon.
So yesterday we posted a video that you took actually of Arnold meeting the cubs.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the introduction process with lions?
Yeah, so we do it all really carefully in the beginning because you never truly know what's going to happen. Even though this is the only social cat and they're meant to be in a pod, you still want to be very careful. So we had Kaylee and her cubs on one side of our complex in the back, and we had Arnold on the other, and we just slowly integrated them together. We had staff monitoring the whole time, both on the ground with them there and then through cameras. So we had people on all sides, and we watched them through remote access and just make sure that everybody's responding appropriately to one another. And so far we've seen all really positive things from not only Arnold but from also the girls. So hopefully we'll be working towards our nice healthy pride here soon.
Okay, awesome. I think that about wraps it up on our end. So thank you, Alanea. And thank you, Maddie.
Stay safe out there.
Thanks, Arnold. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time.